All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's build it. I'm Imran Malik. And in today's video, we are going to implement some logic on this button. So what I was thinking to hide this button on the first onboarding screen, and we will show it only when we are on the last onboarding screen, no matter how many onboarding screen we have. So it should be visible only on the last screen, and on other screens it should not be visible. So, and after doing that, we will implement some logic when we click on the next button. So we should be switch back to login screen. So by clicking on next, we are agreeing that we have done our onboarding, we have read the content and saw everything. So it should be visible only on the first launch of application. So if we are clicking on the next and we switch to this login screen, uh, and next time when we launch the application after killing it, so after splash, the login screen should be visible. This onboarding should not be visible then, right? So we'll also see that in the same video. Let's start on this. So first, to hide this button, let me try to run it first. So this is the exact point where we left in our last video, the onboarding second part. If you haven't watched that one, you can go to my channel and search the SwiftUI 2024 sessions. So until the simulator is loading, let's introduce a new variable, which will be a state variable. We'll keep it private and name it selected index. Initial value would be 0. So by default, the selected index will be 0 because we are launching from the first index, right? From the first item of the array. So on the tab view, we have a property named selection, in which we will pass our selected index like this. Here, we'll check if selected index is equals to view model onboarding pages dot count, and to match the index we need to do the -1 from the overall count. So the logic is, if the selected index is the total number of onboarding pages -1, so in our case we have two items in onboarding pages and our selected index is starting from the 0, so max it can go to 1, and our onboarding pages count is 2, so that will never match. Okay, so to do that we need to do a -1, right? So if this condition is true, that means our selected index is on the last page. Then only we need to render this custom button. Otherwise, we don't need to do that. Let me move this config also inside it. Okay. So right now it is visible because we have not relaunched the application. Now I have relaunched it. So it should not be visible on the first index. It is not. And on the last page, it is visible. It is not, and here it is visible. Now, on clicking on next, it should uh, land us on the login page. So, to do that, we need to go here. Here, our logic is if and yeah. So, if and splash is true, then we show this splash view after 3 seconds and splash become false. So we show this, but we need one more condition here. So to do that, we need to create a group here named helper, and we will create a app state that will track the state of our application. We will create it observable object. So we will create final class app state, which is going to be observable object. And in SwiftUI, in Swift, if you have already worked on Swift and the local storage, so you already know about user defaults. So in SwiftUI, we have app storage, which is doing the same thing but with less code. So we just need to have a key here. So we can say is onboarding done, and we can create a variable here which is kind of bool, and initially it will be false. So this variable here, its initial value is yeah, we need to import SwiftUI. So its initial value is false, and whenever we going to change its value, it is going to store inside app storage with this key. So maybe we can create an enum with app storage key, which is of string type, and in the case we can define it something like this: app storage is onboarding and its raw value. Yeah. So now let's get back to the content view. Here we will create a state object with private var app state, or instead of state object you can also have observed object. Now we have this app state which we are going to use here with some condition. If app state dot is onboarding done, if it is true, then we can say we don't have a login view right now, so we can use it. Else if so, anywhere in the application, if we are making is onboarding done to true, then it will automatically switch to this view, and the onboarding view will be disappeared, right? So let's go back to one more thing. We need to pass this app state as an environment object so that we can use the same instance of the object throughout the application. In the onboarding content, sorry, in onboarding view, yes. So here we can write at the environment object. So this is how we can access the environment object that we already set. If you have not set it, then your application will be crashed. So if you have written this line of code in your class, but you forget to set it here, then it is going to crash because compiler try to find where the app state in the environment object, and when it can't find it, it will simply crash. Okay, now on the next, what we are going to do, we will write app state is onboarding done to true. That's it. We don't have to write explicit code for storing this in is onboarding done to some key value and synchronize. Everything is done internally. You just have to change the value, and this app storage key, this app storage will take care of everything. So let's try to run it. So when I click on the is onboarding done, it should show a blank page and the login text in the center. That's it. Here it is. So if we have some button on this login page which turn this is onboarding done to false again, then we will switch back to the onboarding screen. But in our case, we don't have to do that because we just want to show the onboarding screens for the first time. And once we user click on the next, we should navigate back to the login screen. So if I stop and run it again, we won't see the onboarding screens again. We will be landed on the login page, something like this. All right, guys. So in this tutorial, you already saw how we can use the indexing with the tab view, the selected index, and based on that, you can make configuration on the UI. And the second thing you have learned is the app storage, which is very useful in SwiftUI. So if you have any doubts or questions, you can ask me in the comments. And if you find some this tutorial helpful and knowledgeable, then please do subscribe and like the video. Also, you can share with your friends so they can also learn something new. Thank you. Bye.